TBISE. We had a big fight this weekend. Lomachenko versus Kambosos. Top ranked card. It was a good fight. I thought it was real competitive up until maybe the fourth round was when I saw Lomachenko turn it up, put the pressure on, get into his movement, get into a straight left hand, left hook, different angles, started to confuse Kambosos with his ability, then ultimately knocking him out, stopping him with a body shot, I believe, in the 11th round. He stopped him with a body shot. I thought Kambosos was just confused, man. I think he's just overwhelmed. Lomachenko is, as we know, he's one of the top fighters in the world. Especially, he's one of the top 5 best fighters at that weight class of 135 pounds. Kambosos, it seems like he's a good fighter, but when it comes to the step up fights, when he's fighting, top competitors, I think that he can't beat any of the top echelon guys. He just doesn't have the ability. Not that he's not a good fighter, just that he doesn't have the ability to beat any of the top guys. As you can see, what happened when he fought Devin Haney. Even after he was a little overmatched, Devin Haney was a big 135 pounder, not on duty. He was much heavier than Kambosos fight night. Kind of overwhelmed him 2 times, both fights. First time was he beat him. Second time he just beat him even more clearly. Then you see Kambosos step up again against Lomachenko, top tier fighter. Like I said, top 5 in the 135 pound division. Lomachenko use a lot of angles, a lot of different switching up his speed. Footwork, a lot of different things that I saw starting to confuse Kambosos, ultimately leading to Kambosos being stopped in the 11th round, as I mentioned before. Now, speaking about that, Lomachenko, this kind of gets him back in the picture, the 135 pound fighters, whereas though they have opportunity to go and fight none other than the cash cow, the king of the 135 division, possibly the king of boxing, the top draw in the sport, Gervonta Tank Davis. Some may say Canelo, some may say Tank as being the top draws in boxing, but definitely one of the top fighters in boxing, period, hands down. This kind of puts Lomachenko possibly in a position to have a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. I don't think it's going to happen. The reason why is because Bob Arum was not in the business of doing business with PBC. We did see that happen once before, I believe, with the Wilder and Fury fight. But ultimately, the fighters have to want it. Lomachenko has to want it. He has to push it. He has to try to get that fight done. Otherwise, it's not going to happen because it takes 2. And Tank did mention that, hey, let me finish with Frank Martin first, and then we can get on over to me and Lomachenko kind of figuring it out. I think that Lomachenko he's getting a little older, but he's still very, very skillful. A lot of fighters won't beat him at 135 pounds. I think in my opinion, this is my opinion. I think that Lomachenko will have a better chance against Shakur Stevens than he will have against Tank Davis. I think Tank Davis brings a lot of things that Shakur has, but Shakur doesn't have what Tank Davis has, which is the power to change the fight at any time. So I think that Lomachenko probably will have a better chance against somebody like Shakur, based off of the ability of, he may not get knocked out. The fight may go 12 rounds, but Gervonta Tank Davis seems like he may walk Lomachenko down in later rounds, possibly stopping him. Also, I think that Shakur will be a tough fight for Gervonta Tank Davis, but ultimately I think Tank would win that fight because of his boxing ability and the fact that he has power.
Mayweather, you sitting here beefing with Floyd. It's a fighter out here that's been calling your name that want to fight you. Gervonta Tank Davis, let's make the fight happen, man. I'm tired of tweeting. I'm tired of talking about it. Stop ducking me and let's make the fight happen, man. Come on.
So we'll see what happens if they ever was to meet in the ring. I think Tank is actually more focused than ever when it comes to these fighters. Like you say, he's not drinking, he's not getting high. None of these things from what he's saying out of his mouth. If you look at his weight, he's down. He seems like he's small, meaning like he's not overweight. He's not coming in trying to lose 20, 30, 40 pounds to make weight. Seems like he's in tip-top shape. Seems like he's focused. The money, his money's seems like it's right. You know, it seems like, you know, whenever your money right, you know, people that playing with your money, you saying you got control of everything. You got, you know, your head on right. You focus. You know, it's hard to beat somebody like that. It's hard to, you know, get a win against somebody who has a lot of those things going in their favor. Normally fighters lose when they have off nights, but normally it'll be with you know, a lot of different adversities and things that's going on that may cause the fighter to lose focus. But I seem like Tank is like focused, man. I don't know, man. If he keeps his head on straight, you know, doesn't let the money get to him, doesn't let the you know, the fame and, you know, the clubs and all these things get to him, I think that Gervonta Tank Davis has a legitimate chance to be the face of boxing solely, and also break records in boxing. I don't know if he's going to be able to break the Floyd Pacquiao record, the Floyd and Conor McGregor record, because of, you know, the Pirates and things of that nature. But he has the ability to make the money that Floyd Mayweather has made in boxing, and also he did mention something about his fight deal, 6-7 fight deal, which he mentioned that was more lucrative than Floyd Mayweather's deal. It hasn't been released to the press as of yet, from what I seen, but he said it's going to come out at some point. But it seemed like Tank Davis has everything lined up, you know, to be successful, to make a mark in the boxing, you know, history books. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward. So I want to send a salams to my brother Gervonta Tank Davis. Also, we got another Philly fighter who's coming up in boxing. Has a fight coming up soon. We have Jaron Boots Ennis. He has a fight coming up. His fight is going to be in Philadelphia. He's going to be fighting against. He's going to be fighting at the Wells Fargo Center. He's going to be fighting a tough challenger. He's going to be fighting Crawley. It's going to be July 13th in Philadelphia. I'll be there. We will see what happens in that fight. But I believe that Boots is going to knock Crawley out. You know, Boots he's trying to make make a statement. He's trying to you know, etch his name into the game. Potentially get that Crawford fight, which I think the Crawford fight is going to happen at some point. But I think what Boots need to do is continue to focus on the fighters they put in front of him. Stay focused, stay active. You know, get your money. You know, take care of your family. You know, stay in the gym, stay sharp. Wait for the opportunity, because, you know, Crawford has to understand that, you know, Father Time is undefeated, and if he's going to fight Boots, he might as well do it now. He don't want to wait 3 years down the line as Boots gets older, and comes into his prime, whereas though he will be, you know, even more dangerous. You know, he's dangerous now, but, you know, with the experience and him staying active and fighting, I feel like Eddie Hearn's gonna keep him active. Matchroom's gonna keep him active, and with that being said, that's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be a dangerous fighter if he's active. I mean, fighting 2-3 times a year, and he's young. You know, it's going to be harder and harder for somebody like Crawford to beat him. So, you know, in my opinion, Boots is up and coming champ. In my opinion, I thought that it probably would have been good for him to sign with Floyd at the time, because of the fact of the matter, once you sign with Floyd, you get all that Floyd hate. You get all the Floyd, you know, detractors. You get all of the fame and everything that comes along with Floyd. So now you mix the two. You mix Floyd's stardom and his popularity and his hate with Boots Ennis and his Boots Ennis, and then his abilities and his knockout power, his ability to fight in the ring, his ability all around as a boxer, and you mix the two together and you get something. You get something special, and it will also propel him to making more money with the Mayweather brand. But congrats to him and signing with Eddie Hearn in Matchroom. We'll see what happens with Jerron Boots Ennis going forward. So shout out to all the Philly fighters, anyone in the city, fighters, anyone everywhere who's fighting, who's a boxer in the game, who's trying to feed their family. Anybody who's trying to feed their family anyway, continue to do what you're doing, just stay focused. But I think that Boots is going to stop Crawley. I think it's going to be a short night, maybe 4 rounds, something of the sort. So we'll see what happens in TBISE.